Hello, Facebook friends. It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Tuesday, October 15th. It is 5:02 p.m. Okay, we started talking about poop yesterday. If you missed it, we started our poop talks. Okay, and I decided why not teach a little bit about what your poop can be telling you about your health. And I'm doing this for a reason. I will not mention any names, but I have a very dear friend who has colon cancer. She's young and she was diagnosed with colon cancer, and maybe if she had heard some of these talks about what poop should look like, because you go to the doctor and the doctor says, is there a change in your bowel habits? And most of us say, no, everything's good. Or maybe you're constipated, or maybe you're this or that. But if you've been having a problem with your poop for a very long time, you wouldn't notice that there's a difference. But how your poop comes out, how it appears, the color, all of that tells you a lot about your health in general that you may not even realize is abnormal from this point forward. So if you've had a problem, if you've been doing this for 3 years, that may all be wrong. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's start today. We're going to talk about poop color. I know this is fun, so giggle away, laugh away. I know it's crazy, but people need to talk about this. We need to hear it because we need to know what is normal. Okay, so normal poop, or stool, if you want to call it by its fancy name, I want to sound like a professional, should be brown. It should be slight variations from time to time, depending on what you've eaten, but that's what it should be, okay? Progressive changes that become consistent or sudden changes are warning signs, okay? So if your poop was always brown and now it is black, problem. If your poop has always been black and now it's green, problem. Okay? Get my point there? All right, so let's talk about some poop colors and say what they might indicate. Number 1, white poop. Okay, so you're saying white? Are you kidding me? Not really white, but kind of gray or clay kind of looking. Indicates a lack of bile. Okay, bile is what comes out of your liver and your gallbladder to digest fats. Okay, so if you don't get bile down into your colon, your poop will not get its normal brown color. Okay, so since those are the organs that produce and store bile, you may have a problem with your liver or your gallbladder if your poop looks gray or clay colored. Okay, some people may think their stool is actually white if it has mucus on it. Okay, I know that's gross, but it happens. That's a different issue, okay? If it has mucus on top of brown stool, this may be a sign of infection or an inflammatory condition, such as ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. Okay, so you got to turn around after you go and look in the bowl. Just saying. Okay, number 2, green poop. Okay, if you eat a lot of vegetables that are rich in chlorophyll, like spinach, okay, unhealthy green food coloring in a, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day green bagel maybe, or in iron in your supplements. Those are the times when your poop may actually turn green. Yes, we're still talking poop, Simone. I'm sorry, because this is important. I have a friend who might have had a totally different situation with her health if somebody had talked poop with her years ago. Okay, so if you're taking iron supplements, they can turn your poop green, they can turn your poop black. But sometimes if you have a rapid transit, meaning things move through your intestinal tract pretty quickly, it can be colorful based on what you've eaten, okay? But you're looking to see if it's persistent, and if it is persistent and it's continuous despite what you're eating, that's when you get it checked out. Hello, Teresa. Okay, we're talking poop, Teresa. Go ahead, giggle away. Okay, number 3 color poop, yellow. Okay, as with green stool, yellow stool can be related to your diet, especially if you eat a lot of carrots or yellow colored drinks. Okay, again, anything with food coloring can be a big problem. But if you're not eating that and your stool turns yellow, it may mean a problem with your pancreas, okay? Because the pancreas produces enzymes that help your body digest and absorb fat, okay? So again, if your bile duct is blocked or your pancreas is malfunctioning, you might see, again, that white or yellow kind of stool color. Time to see a doctor. Number 4, black stool. Okay, foods that are very dark blue or black, such as blueberries or blackberries or even licorice, may be to blame. But blood that comes from your upper intestinal tract, like your stomach, your esophagus, your upper small intestine, by the time it makes its way down to your colon, because of the acid from your stomach, can turn that blood black and make your stool black. Okay, this is a big concern. So iron supplements can also do this. So if you're under a lot of stress, or you're taking aspirin or nonsteroidal medications on a daily basis, you may have gastritis, esophagitis, or some type of irritation that's causing a little bit of blood to come out. This is a time, if it's persistent and not related to what you're eating, maybe a time to see a doctor. And lastly, if your poop or your stool is red, okay, we're pretty in tune to red, right? Most of us think of red, we think of blood. Okay, often can still be diet related. Beets, tomatoes, red colored drinks may all explain this. However, red stool indicates bleeding in the lower intestinal tract and may be from something simple such as hemorrhoids. May not be comfortable, but it may not be anything to worry about. But it could also indicate ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, or even cancer. So these are the times that you need to turn around, look in the bowl, and see what color you got, and make a note of it. Again, we talked yesterday about a food journal. If this is an issue for you, keep a journal. If you want to keep your food journal with your stool journal, it can be in the same place. They relate to each other completely. You just need to keep track. If everything is normal and everything is good, wonderful, okay? But we know black and red stool would clearly set off alarms, but blood can still be in normal stool, okay? You could have brown stool and still have microscopic blood in your stool, and that's when that Hemoccult test comes into play. Okay, they recommend a Hemoccult test that's testing for occult or microscopic blood in your stool at least once a year. Okay, it's a very simple test. They probably even sell it at the drugstore these days. You could probably buy it on Amazon. You don't necessarily need to go to the doctor. But starting at age 50, this is one that should be done every year, or if you have intestinal issues that you are following. Okay, it's a very simple, non-invasive screening test. So there you have it. Today we talked about poop color. Tomorrow we're going to talk about more poop. And then I'll stop talking about poop. Okay, so again, dear friend, I wish I had known her years ago and we could have talked things like this. Maybe she would be in a different health situation and wouldn't have colon cancer. So this is an important topic. It really is, and that's why I'm talking about it, okay? So I love you guys. I'm here to give you some information, to educate you, and I hope I am. And on that note, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will be back again tomorrow for another Live in 5.